Good morning everyone, Ducci here bringing you another arena video. So today we're playing Mono White Aggro. So Mono White Aggro hasn't changed too much since the Guilds of Ravnica standard, but with the inclusion of Ravnica Allegiance, we actually have two new cards in the deck that kind of transformed it a bit. So we have the inclusion of Tithe Taker, and Tithe Taker reads, during your turn, spells your opponent casts cost 1 more to cast, and abilities your opponent activate cost 1 more to activate unless they're mana abilities. And then they also have attached to it Afterlife 1. So Afterlife is when this creature dies, create a 1/1 white and black spirit token with flying. So pretty good, very sticky creature that also hinders your opponent's play during your turn. And then we have Unbreakable Formation, which I believe is one of the all-star inclusions into this deck to kind of push it further from being semi-competitive to extremely competitive. So Unbreakable Formation reads, creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. And then addendum, if you cast this spell during your main phase, put a +1/+1 counter on each of those creatures and they gain vigilance until end of turn. So this card is extremely powerful since we're going to be pretty low to the ground, going wide with a bunch of knuckleheads. And then alongside Benalish Marshal, you're going to be buffing them up and giving them indestructible and vigilance. So extremely powerful, a lot of synergies in the deck. Besides Benalish Marshal, of course, we're going to have the 4 Venerated Loxodon. Venerated Loxodon, again, just makes your literal knuckleheads into massive threats. Then for our sideboard, Demystifies for anything, enchantments, so like Wilderness Reclamation, anything of that sense. Adanto Vanguard, Baffling End, Honor Guard. So stuff that's pretty much been the same since the previous list, and of course Ajani. Nothing too different, nothing too unique. Basically, the difference from this list and then from previous lists is just the inclusion of Tithe Takers, Unbreakable Formations, and then the Adanto Vanguards moving from main board to sideboard. So you can play this iteration. There's also White Aggro, and White Aggro actually plays stuff like Deputy Detentions, Negate, Spell Pierce, and Disdainful Stroke. My philosophy around aggro is, for aggro, you really don't want to be reactive, and with this splash of blue, it makes you extremely reactive, and it kind of gets you away from being proactive. I understand the argument that, you know, having the negates and the Disdainful Stroke actually increases your win rate against Nexus of Fate. But again, I feel like if you're faster, stronger against Nexus of Fate, you should have no problem evading the Nexus, especially since it takes them a while to actually get to that point of actually casting and comboing off with Nexus of Fate. But again, this is Mono White Aggro and Ravnica Allegiance standard. So let's go ahead and get into some games and see how powerful Mono White is. Alright, so we found a game with Mono White Aggro, and we are unfortunately on the draw, which is okay. We're still pretty fast, so there's nothing to really worry about. We kind of want a really nice curve, 1-drop into double 1-drops. Okay, so this isn't bad. We can kind of throw up our hand onto the board, pump everything with Venerated Loxodon, and kind of close out the game fairly quickly. Uh-oh. So our opponent's mulliganing down to Oblivion. Maybe they're playing mono blue? Or is it Drakesir? Yeah, mono blue, okay. Let's go ahead and lead out with our Dauntless Bodyguard. I'm interested to see how the new mulligan rule plays out. They got so lucky with that. Oh my lord. That is absurd. They got like the perfect mulligan down to a 1-drop and then to a Curious Obsession. Anyways, like I was saying, I'm pretty curious and see how the new mulligan rule works out. So for this turn, I think we can go ahead and play. Let's play some bigger guys. And the next turn we can play this and then this. Go ahead and get aggressive. So if any of you guys are not familiar with the new mulligan rule that has been not implemented yet, but this can be tested at TT London. Essentially, your first mulligan down, so say you go down to 6, you'll still draw 7 cards, and then you'll keep 6 and put one of them on the bottom of the graveyard, and this will go n times. So, again, if you do mulligan down to 4, you'll draw 7, and then put 3 to the bottom of your graveyard. Which is... seems kind of iffy for Modern. I think for Standard it's okay, but it's... not sure. I'm interested to see the math behind it, too. So we could play our Hunted Witness. Or we could play the Tithe Taker. I think we played Tithe Taker, and then play Venerated Loxodon. We'll have more damage. Okay, they're opting. Let's make our Goonies extremely big. But going back to the mulligan ruling, I've been seeing a lot of like people talking about on Twitter saying that Dredge and whatnot get extremely powerful. Man, this Curious Obsession brought our opponent back into the game. This card is bonkers. I still think we're okay. They're pretty far from flipping Terramander, so nothing too worried about. Well, a good top deck would be something like Benalish Marshal. So they're probably holding a counter magic. Or a Merfolk Trickster. There's a Trickster. Tapping down probably a 4/4. Yeah, it's fine. We still get extremely aggressive here. Let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, we do have awesome. We're able to block their Terramander at least, and we have another 4/4. So we are definitely blocking here. We need to stop the bleeding for now. And they trade, perfect. So we have a Charter Course. Alright, so they're still drawing a lot of cards this turn. Again, but no, okay. So the opponent saw the writing on the wall. That's fine. So we do want probably some Demystifies. No, do we actually want this? Probably not, actually. Let's look at our card real quick. I think we want Ajani's. No, I think maybe Ajani's too slow. Baffling End isn't terrible, so that does get rid of everything they have. I think Conclave Tribunal's a little slow. Something like this wouldn't be terrible. Maybe getting rid of one Conclave for the Ajani. Or Adanto. Adanto's pretty good. Actually, we do want this still. So we can do something like... peeling. What do we peel for the Adantos, though? Maybe we don't Adantos. That's the issue with sideboarding with aggro. You kind of don't want to change your game plan up too much. So, something like this, maybe. Maybe Johnny wasn't the right decision since they're packing a million counter spells. But if we have another good curve like we did, we'll be in pretty good shape. It kind of shows the power of just like a bunch of just random one drops and can get there, especially when they're pumped up with a Venerated Loxodon. Hopefully our opponent doesn't mulligan down too much. Alright, so this hand is very, 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 very slow. We can't keep it, we're on the draw. But I kind of want to mulligan it. Since our Snubhorn are kind of dead cards until we get to 10 permanents. Okay, this is a little bit better. It's very good, actually. We have a pretty good curve going. Another Terramander. Maybe they have a Curious Obsession. Let's play Legion's Landing. Maybe we should actually lead it out with a Dauntless Bodyguard to push one more extra damage. Okay. Maybe they have Charter Course. No Charter Course. Benalish Marshal is pretty good draw. We don't want to swing in because this, to me, screams Merfolk Trickster, so we're not trying to swing into this just quite yet. Oh wow, no attacks. Okay. So I think we can actually just play Verdant Loxodon and fetch out a counterspell from our opponent. Opting, okay. So they need Essence Capture. They draw Essence Capture. No. Okay. So next turn we can play Benalish Marshal. Let's see. Okay, they have Tempest Gen. I'm assuming they have the Dive Down. That's why they're playing like this. Yeah. Too many screams Dive Down. But another Benalish Marshal is a wonderful draw here. Let's go ahead and get aggressive. Flip our Legion's Landing. Let's do the ramp. Yeah, so we're gonna eat the Life Thinker, which is A-okay it does. Putting our opponent on the back foot a bit. Okay, Succession, okay. That's a very aggressive attack there. I'm assuming they have a Trickster then. So I think we Benalish Marshal. Okay, another Tempest Gen. Yeah, we're definitely Benalish Marshal. Okay. We Benalish Marshal Verdant Loxodon, or we just Benalish Marshal? I think we just go in. I really don't care if he eats one of our marshals, since we do have a Unbreakable Formation. Actually, we do care. Something like this. But we'll offer the trades up, which is fine. Put our opponent down to 1. Alrighty. They have the dive down. There's the dive down. It's A-okay with us. So they're gonna need something. An additional blocker. Yeah. So again, kind of screaming the Merfolk Trickster. Wow, so they had drawn 3 Tempest Gens. I think we throw out Unbreakable Formation. See if it gets countered or not. Okay. So no Trickster. Okay, Duelist. So he's chumping with his biggest threats here. I think we're still okay, and let's go ahead and pump our guys to kind of seal the deal here. Opponent's happy drawing cards, I assume. But of course, maybe they're looking for sleep or something, I'm not quite sure. Okay, maybe they have a Trickster. Or another Fairy Rogue, that's what it's called. What is that card called? Fairy Duelist. Charter Course. Alright. So, pretty easy game against Mono Blue. Kind of the boogeyman of the format. Let's go ahead and look for another game. Alright, so we found another game playing Mono White. And again, we're on the draw. Ooh, this hand's extremely slow. We do have our land drops, which is really useful. But again, something like Red Deck Wins is pretty slow against most decks. I think this hand is pretty slow, but I think we have to keep it. We can't really throw away double Benalish Marshal. Stomping Ground, okay. We drew Hunted Witness. Not a terrible draw, not the best though. Alright, Growth Chambers. We just hit a wall essentially. That's okay. No attacks. We're gonna go ahead and just. Alright, J-Light Ranger is very strong. Scary. Oh, they whiffed. Okay. They did draw 2 cards, which is extremely powerful. Let's play a Benalish Marshal and get aggressive here. Good thing about Hunted Witness is it's extremely sticky, so if they do take the trade-ish, which I think they are, we'll still get a token back for our efforts. It looks like our opponent's going to be able to grab to you. Which is fine, since we'll just take it with Conclave. Yeah, so let's do something like this. We'll play this. We'll play this. We'll tap this. Take his blocker. Swing in and flip our Legion's Landing. Putting our opponent on the back foot. So extremely powerful play from us. Conclave Tribunal is an excellent card. So another Growth Chamber. We're going to adapt this play. So unfortunately we drew another land, but we still have another Benalish Marshal. Okay. They did not want to. They did not want to play it out. That's fine. So things we want are Honor Guard, Baffling End. We could take out Tithe Taker. We could probably take out maybe Conclave Tribunal. It's kind of slow. Or actually, maybe 2 and 1. The Honor Guard's really good because they were playing the Explore package, so assuming they're playing Wild Growth. There's some merit for having Ajani as well for recursion purposes, bringing back all our dudes. So maybe something like this. And then if we do go to game 3, we can always sideboard back in our Unbreakable Formations. Okay, let's try this out. See what happens. Assuming our opponents are bringing a lot of removal. This hand is popping. Look at this. Look at this curve. Alright, pass turn. Hopefully we draw land so we can turn 3 player Benalish Marshal. There is a Branch Walker right there. They have a Growth Chamber on top. And, oh, okay, they're pitching it. That's fine. We drew our land. We are very lucky. No attacks. In turn. Hopefully next turn we will play our Benalish Marshal, flipping this. Okay, there's another Growth Chamber. Alright, so looks like we'll be able to flip our Legion's Landing and play one of our 1-drops. I think we're going to play our Snubhorn since it is a 1/4. I think our opponent has to. Yeah, there you go. Player Snubhorn. Light Ranger. So they're throwing away a Hydrous Karasu, so that's kind of telling me that they are digging for a removal spell, so I kind of want to leave up Unbreakable Formation. So let's go ahead and attack like this. We'll attack with these two. No blocks, okay. Play another Hunted Witness and pass turn. See if we can catch a removal spell from our opponent. No removal spell. Oh, so he kind of tapped wrong. If he tapped correctly, he would have been able to play the Blood Chamber. Or he'd have another land, okay. Kind of like just playing Skymarcher. And then passing turn here. If they don't have a removal spell, we can hold this for next turn, making a dude and then swinging in for 1,000,000. I think kind of sealing the deal there. So let's go ahead and do that. No attacks, end turn. Maybe we should have attacked last turn, not quite sure. They are shocking. Alright, Avenger, Worm. See what they're going to target, most likely Benalish Marshal. So let's see, if they... I think we go ahead and just do this. Yeah. We don't want our Benalish Marshal dying. We do need him to survive. So another land, which is pretty unfortunate, but we can still get aggressive here with In the Skies with Skymarcher. Or, yeah, Skymarcher. In the turn, we still can create a bunch of tokens. Overwhelming our opponent. Where's Vivian? Vivian is pretty good. We'll be taking down our Skymarcher here.
I didn't live through hell to lose to you. No one said restoration was painless.
Go ahead and make a duder. Cool. We got lucky and drew another Skymarcher. And we can end turn. So they'll block, 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 take force. Not just quite just yet. So we're hoping they don't play another creature card or a Colossus to gain 1,000,000 life.
Come to me.
Things that we're trying to look for on top of our deck would probably be another Unbreakable Formation. Okay, so Wild Growth, Walker. Hopefully they don't have a J-Light Ranger or anything to combo off, gaining 1,000,000 life. So they have a additional blocker. Kind of stops us in our game plan. Alright, blind card. I wonder what they have in their hand. They've been kind of fisting a whole bunch of cards this entire game. Alright. They're playing Climb. That's fine. So we do need to kill him, hopefully, in this turn. So they can play this another chamber. Are they going to? No. Let's make... Oh, that was beautiful. See if they have anything to respond with. We got extremely lucky since we did cut 2 of them. Okay. I think they're still dead. Let's see. So they block, 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 block. Yeah. I think there's nothing that can save them here. They'll still take 6 damage. And they have no lifelink, so... Sweet. Awesome. So we were able to beat mono blue, and we were able to beat, I guess, Temur Climb. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please, if you guys liked it, subscribe. And if you really like me, again, please check out Team Rankstar. That's where I'll be posting articles and other content of the sorts. And yeah, guys, I'll catch you guys next time.